Well, the passing of Initiative 432 means Nebraska will soon require an ID to vote, but there are questions about how to implement the requirement. 3 News Now reporter Alex Whitney caught up with state officials to get their perspective.
When Nebraskans head back to the ballot box in 2024, they will be required to show an ID before they can cast their vote. Right now, the specifics of that requirement aren't known, and they won't be known for a while. But we can look to other states for an example of what it might look like here in Nebraska. Voter ID takes many forms across the country, with every state crafting its own unique legislation to implement the requirements. It's a complicated process, and one that will be left up to our state's lawmakers.
What the constitutional amendment calls for is for the legislature to enact legislation, to enact laws to establish voter ID.
Voter ID laws can be strict, requiring the ID before a ballot is cast, or non-strict, where a ballot can be later certified after an ID is presented or a voter is vouched for. In some states, any form of government-issued ID can be used, and in others, that ID must include a photo. Nebraska will fall into the strict photo ID category, meaning you will have to provide a photo ID before your ballot can be cast. But that still leaves other questions, like when an ID is presented for mail-in ballots and what IDs will qualify. And those still need to be worked out in the unicameral, starting with Senator Tom Brewer's committee.
You know, our best guess, I guess, on what that might look like is to kind of use guidance from other states to see, you know, what's worked and then shape something similar to that for Nebraska. But until we have a chance to all come together, it's kind of hard to say exactly, you know, what it's going to look like.
Lawmakers have debated voter ID here several times. Those debates were best described as contentious, because the focus was on whether there should be an ID requirement at all. Now with that question answered, Brewer is hopeful that the conversation will be more cooperative than contentious.
We have sorted it out, and I'm hopeful with some new faces and some time for old wounds to heal that we'll be able to come up with, you know, what right looks like and be able to work it through the system.
From Omaha, Alex Whitney, 3 News Now.